Well, here we have it. Part 3 of 3 installments of the Acacia flooring install. And yeah, so we're getting down to it here. We're coming out of the 2 front bedrooms, going down the hall into the kitchen area, putting the underlayment down, and then we just have some sections there where there's not going to be because cabinets will be there. And before we get there, we put down some screws that were sticking up, and I moved one, and we'll see what happened there. Hey, wait, I thought I was working on the floor in the kitchen. So why am I under the house? Why is it wet under the house? Oh, look at this. I moved a screw, went over too much, went right through my copper here. So we're getting to cut it off and weld in a new piece. Idiot. Dope. All right, and that's what happens when you move your screws that go through the subfloor over too far. Screws will go through nail plates and you won't even know they're there. So that's what happened there, or it just came in a side angle, so who knows. Anyway, got it through there, so we cut out that chunk and put ends on this little piece, and so hopefully we can slip it in there and weld it in place and go back to doing flooring. All right, so first time I did this, had to do it twice. I cut here and around here somewhere, soldered it in, and I think I made the mistake of, for some reason, I put the ends on the piece that I spliced in there, and I thought when I put it in there, I started resoldering this side, so it didn't put anything in there, and luckily I was just wiping it off, and then it moved, and I was like, oh shoot, I did the wrong side. So then I soldered the outers, and I think I'm in the process of, trying to resolder this one, and then solder this. I burned off the flux here, so when I went to go turn it on, water was shooting out here, and I tried to just, heat it up and expand, move it away, resolder or reflux it and sand it, whatever, but I couldn't get it off because couldn't get all the water out of the pipe, so it just wouldn't heat up enough. So I had to cut off another piece, and then, I soldered these 2 in, put it in here, and then soldered the outer ends. So, and the water pressure's on again, and I don't see nothing coming out. So hopefully we're good, and hopefully I won't screw through these and have to deal with it again. So there it is, back inside. So yeah, so that was a fun misadventure for sure. Ate up most of a day trying to fix that and refix it. And yeah, I keep calling it welding in the joints, but it's sweating in the correct terminology. Don't flame me on that. But yeah, so we're just back at it here, doing the rinse and repeat, trying to find the patterns that look pretty good. I tried to go in front of the doorway with long pieces, so when you're coming in, dragging in some water on your feet or dog paws, there's less cracks for them to water to seep in. So hopefully that pays off in the end and not getting any delam. So hopefully that works okay. And yeah, so I think I was talking about that middle bedroom there where it meets, the floor is coming from the outer wall in. So I'll have to put a threshold where those 2 meet in that middle bedroom because I came from the other wall right where I'm at there. So hopefully it won't be too bad when I'm done there. I think there's less than an inch of space, so I think it'll work out all right. And yeah, so we just did underlayment up to where I'm standing there because I had to move everything out of the kitchen cabinets over there. And then you could see where I have those little sections where there's no flooring in between, so I just temporarily put some boards in there because so I have something to lean the boards that are going to be permanent up against, so the flooring keeps square. And then once I get that section all done and out enough, I remove those and then I put the cabinets back into place. All right, so we got enough over here done to the end here to where I could put most of the cabinetry back, stove, and get the water hook back up temporarily. Didn't go all the way to the wall back there because this cabinet will be put back there once I get this section filled in. We'll move it back there. Yeah, it's getting a little scary and hairy. Except we got some deers out here. We'll say hi to the deers. Let's go ahead and eat stuff now before I build a garden, because then I won't be happy to see you. Anyway, I thought I had enough flooring to get everything done and have extras, minus the bathrooms, but this is all we have left. And so it's going to be close. I did the math, and Yeah, it's going to be really close to do the room I'm in now. Those are cut-offs, and so we'll have to incorporate them as best we can, you know, on the ends. And when I thought I was going to do the whole house minus the bathrooms and this stuff, turns out I'm hopefully having enough just to get to this wall that separates the living room kitchen from the laundry section. So yeah, so the anxiety is real about once I started realizing I didn't have enough or might not have enough wood to get to the end there, but we'll see if we get there. Suspense is killing you, I bet. Sure. Anyway, so we're just getting the main part of the room here done, and this was so satisfying to get this big main section started to lay down, and then the dogs came, of course, to supervise. But I tell you, like, I wasn't too sure about this floor. I mean, the flooring itself is beautiful, and I think it's pretty high quality, but like just how when I put it down, you know, it's called click lock, but it was just so easy to put together. It just felt like it was too easy, like it should click and lock together a lot harder. But I tell you what, I'm glad it was this way because I did a lot of square footage here, and I just did some work for a client, putting in some of the vinyl click lock where it's really snug to where you can't even see the seams, other than the different patterns in the tiles, so you know where the seams are, but you have to click it together, and then you got to use a mallet and a block to really hammer them together. And I only did about 200 square feet. I had to do a lot of cutting around some corners and whatever to fit it. But man, after 5.5 hours one day, I was just exhausted and sore. So I was like, I got to quit for the day. I thought the whole thing was going to take me 4 hours, so I bid her a pretty decent amount, thinking I was going to score. But then after 5.5 hours, when I was only halfway done, I was like, uh-oh, I misbid this, and went back the next day. And luckily, the second half went a little bit smoother because I was getting a better hang of it and less cuts to make. And she ended up sporting me an extra $100 because she knew that I worked hard. So that felt nice. But man, so glad I didn't have to do 800 square feet of pounding each seam together. So I really appreciate this, I guess you would call it almost a laminate, even though it's not a vinyl product, but you have the plywood backer, composite middle, and then the veneer top. So hopefully, you know, water doesn't damage it. That's the issue with those, but yeah, I think it'll be good. But we're coming down to the end run here. So I hope you enjoy the final look, and I'm on the search for some other flooring for the back bedroom. And she gave me one box of that vinyl that I did for her that I will do in one of my bathrooms because it's such a small space. So I'll deal with that. Free box is good. But anyway, this was fun. All right, so here it is. Not too shabby. I got a few more things to do before it's complete. I put this bevel down here, the little gap. I want to put some insulation in there before I put this in there. And on this side, you know, this barely fits in there. There's actually a little bit of space in between. So maybe I'll put like a little sliver piece in on one of the ends and then nail it in there. We do have one little piece that I have to put in there as a scrap piece. One little piece in this corner and then a real small sliver right here. Then it's all good. And it's kind of funny here. It's about 1.5 inches gap there. And as you make your way down, it skinnies up and barely gets this thing in there, which is just fine. I wish it all was about that far apart. But yeah, I mean, it makes this house is fairly square, or at least this section compared to the bump out, not too bad, not too far off in a 20-foot span. So pretty happy with that. All right, I think I'll have enough to finish this little section here. This is what I know I have that's good, first quality, I think anyway. But I went through the stack that I had over here that were rejected from before. This whole stack has got D-lam issues. If I have to, I can possibly try to fix them. But this stack and then these ones, they're good enough. It's basically the only thing that I'm worried about is if if it clicks on front and back. The side's not too important. But yeah, so I think I'll have enough here to finish. And some of them I rejected because they had scratches on them and stuff. They just weren't pretty. So we're down to it. I think I can polish out some of the scratches and whatnot. So we'll get this hallway done here then. Well, there it is. I was able to cobble together enough of these to get the hallway back here in the laundry section all clicked together. Nice to even have enough to put under where the washer and dryer go, and up to the thresholds for the bathroom and the back bedroom. And now I can put the washer and dryer back here and call this step mostly done. All right. Hope you all liked it, and we will see you later.